Pisces, I feel like you're floating right now. You're right in between two energies and you're trying to communicate something. You have something to say. You have a message. You've put out energy in the form of communication. And you're trying to figure out, you know, you're literally at this balance, at this, like there's a left and there's a right. You're straddling, you're kind of trying to figure out, you're juggling what to do, what to do next, because you prepared something, you did something, you put the energy out there, and you're waiting for some sort of return to come to you. There's a lot of love and light around you. I highly recommend that you seek inner guidance as the Hermit pops out, which internally, there's some deep truth that you have. There's some internal wisdom. You've walked a path that has led you to this information, this truth that you should speak clearly and truthfully and honestly. And I feel like you have to an extent. There's some measure that you have spoken, but there's also pain behind it. There's some deep pain here. Betrayal with some sort of conniving energy where you feel something is, let's clarify that. So something about what you know, what you've experienced, what you have communicated has, I don't know another word besides fuckery. It has some sort of like shady energy surrounding it. So what it is you're trying to communicate, it's really, really difficult. It's painful. Opening that door is hard for you to do because you've hidden. It's like you've created an illusion. I feel like you've created an illusion around what it is you have, what it is you are, and what it is you have to say about what you've experienced. And this is difficult for you to actually take action and say, find the creativity, the way, the creative path. How do you pave this road? It's not actually a road. It's something you have to create. It's something you have to move and make. You've casted out a net, right, into the ocean, and you're waiting for the fish to come into the net in some kind of way. And it's bringing you a lot of passion when you think about it. When you measure yourself from the past and the future, or the left and the right, whatever it is you're juggling, when you measure that, you have so much passion and determination to succeed. But this blockage, I feel like you're just blocked up with this. You don't want to open the door to something. There's a really, really painful memory deep inside that, you know, it's like literally only you and God know about this. And whatever you believe God in, like it could be spirit, your ancestors, ghost. I don't have but you and the invisible are the only ones that know. And you've created an illusion, and this is all in your imagination. Oh, wow. You've created, there's another 3. So that's confirming also the spirit that's working through you right now. You're needing to cast this out. You're needing to get this out of you. You're needing to share this to the world. This is your truth, and you have held this inside for so long. This is like I feel it like cringing. Is that a word? Like this, like it's just like so bottled up inside of you, and you feel ashamed. Yeah, like you're so ashamed about this. This is so much shame. You feel like whatever it is, if you tell people, you're lesser of a person, or you're, you know, nobody wants to hear this. Nobody wants to know this part of me. Nobody cares. Nobody, you know, they weren't there when it happened, or when I experienced this down part of my life, when I was vulnerable, they weren't there. When I was low, you know, when I was crying, when I was in pain and hurt, they weren't there. They want to see this other part of me. They want me to be this other, this persona you've created. But that's not true. Because what I'm getting is there was a time, this is a time for healing. Oh my God. So I'm really getting that if you release, like I want to cry. I literally like feel so much sadness surrounding how you feel because you have been through something that many others have been through. And I think you can find comfort in that because I don't think you find comfort in anything else. I feel like this is a very unsafe place for you to express this truth. You have never, I mean, this is deep, like deep inside of you. You've never been able to fully express this truth. No one's understood. You've literally been so distant, so far from actually, let me turn on, I don't know if I have enough light. You've been so, yeah. I honestly feel like you need to sit with yourself and cry and cry and cry and cry until you realize that you waited a really long time to let this out. This has been so bottled up inside of you for so long. And you know, whoever the enemy is here, whoever caused you pain, they're not around anymore. They're actually not around. They can't hurt you, but you've created an illusion to protect yourself from them in some kind of way. There's this wall between you and your peace. And the thing about the wall, it's not even necessarily something you need to like break or climb or dig under. It's actually like a perfect opening that you can walk right through. You can actually get to your peace and happiness by accepting you are the authority in your life. When the authority in your life didn't have your back, when somebody or a group of people weren't there for you, you now have that ability to be the authority in your life because you are. You have overcame a really difficult, painful position. I feel like you've created this person that's not who you are. Deep down inside, you know this. You know that the person that you truly are, you've never really shown to the world. And the bits and pieces that you have, you don't even know. It's almost like you're lost in your own fantasy because you're just trying to be, you know, Casanova or, you know, some fairy tale. It's like you're trying to be this person. You're trying to be this image, but you don't even, it's like you don't even have the knowledge of, look, enhance unity through the sharing of information. You have something to say. You have information to share. Literally, there's some empathy you need to have for yourself and what you've experienced. There's something that you need to cry about. There's some deep pain here. And I almost feel like so you know the pain's there. That's obvious. You're aware that there's pain, but it's almost like, money. It's almost like, even though you know the pain's there, you feel like you've overcame it. money and stress. Are you stressed about money? Stressed about money. It's almost like you'll feel, it's almost like you'll feel like, I feel like you've went, okay, there's an epiphany. I feel like you went deep in your soul, like you went inside of yourself. And inside of yourself, you found a comfortable place to sit, to hide, to be safe. And you've been there for so long that the outside world is almost forcing you to go on this new journey, this new path to release this pain. Because even though you feel, okay, see, look, you feel as though this pain is gone, right? You're like, it's over and done with, you know, we have to grow up and move on. But you know what? The stress and the triggers, like everything in your life right now is trying to get you to release this pain, this hurt in maybe a profitable way. Maybe you can profit on this. There's something in you that you can share with the world that's going to bring up triggers, that's going to bring up things you don't even want to face. Like, I'm going to show you this card. This right here, this is you hiding in the darkness and the shadows. Like you're hiding pain that it's almost like no one even knows that, like, this is you inside. Oh my gosh. I'm seeing like the sunken place, right? It's like you're deep in your psyche, your subconscious. Your conscious self is in there, shamed. You feel so ashamed and so sad. But you don't have to feel that way. You feel like you've been abandoned and left out. And I feel like you're fighting. You're fighting. You're fighting. Let's see. You're stalling. You're stalling this communication because I feel like life has taught you what you have to say isn't important. So who you really are is almost like a person that you have also forgotten. Like you forgot who you were. So here you are looking up into the sky, looking up into the ether, into another space. You know, this could be in your imagination. This could be just trying to pull from the Akashic records. Like you're just literally just trying to go and pull something out. You're trying to create something here and bring together. You're trying to find your happiness, and your happiness can't be found until you release this hurt, this pain. Get past these triggers. Like, why are you triggered? Every single time you're triggered, why are you triggered? What does that trigger stem from? Why is that trigger even there? There's so many different reasons that people are triggered, and we often forget that triggers literally were birthed somewhere. Somewhere in your timeline, this trigger has a starting point. And if you can get back to that starting point of what brings about that trigger, like in your life experiences, when you interact with people and situations and energies, why these triggers come about. What is it that makes you react in this way? What have you shoved deep down inside of you that's so painful that you had to create a whole nother identity? You had to become something that's not who you are. I feel like you're so guarded. You guard this so hard. Like, as I'm digging in your energy here, it's like the deep conscious part of you wants me to reveal this to you, but the subconscious part of you is like, no, I don't want to know this. I don't even want to deal with this. This doesn't even exist. This isn't even real. It's like you're in denial. It's like you're in denial that all it takes for you to actually overcome this is to accept it, work through it, release it, and actually believe that others will accept you after this is experienced or expressed. You got to say it. You got to be real with yourself. It's so sad. Like, I'm already an emotional person. I just need to calm down. But it's like happy tears right now, because it's like, I'm seeing you accomplish this. It's so painful that you want to cry, that you need to cry about this. This is absolutely not okay. Like, whatever this pain is, you weren't meant to experience and sit in this energy for such a period of time that you're drowning. You are so sad and hurt and in pain that you're masking it. You're drowning in some sort of it's like you have this ice wall. Like, nobody can come near it. You have protected yourself. Like, this is some serious protective energy. You're seeing the world as something that it's not. You know, that it is and not at the same time, because we all choose our perception. Like, what do we want the world to be? Do we want to see the darkness? Do we want to believe that everyone's out to get us, or that people are trying to trigger us? Or do we want to believe that we're triggered by other people? And okay, I'm going to say this clearly. When we interact with people and we're triggered, do we have a choice to push back, right? To defend, to fight? Do we choose that option, or do we choose an option of peace, saying, okay, this person made me feel some type of way. This job, this relationship, this person made me feel some type of way. These people, many people, you know, same scenarios over and over again keep happening. What do I need to change in my life? What do I need to let go of and release? Why does this keep happening? Why do I keep involving myself in these interactions? How can I change? How can I be different? Because that's the only thing you have control over. I feel like a long time ago, you lost control of just being able to do a simple task like decide what you want to do for the day. Decide how you feel. Like someone, like, let's say you feel sad. Something made you feel sad, right? That's exactly what happened. Something made you feel sad. And when you voiced that concern, someone said, no, you can't feel sad about that. Stop crying. What are you crying for? You had to learn and accept that crying wasn't okay. You can't cry about this. You can't be hurt that you're being dramatic or you're being emotional. And that's painful, right? That's painful to live with. And now this identity you've created, like, this is, yep, look, right under there was this Exorcist card. There's something freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. How are you reacting now that you have suppressed who you really are? Who have you became? Are you happy with your decisions and choices? Where can you go next? At every moment, there's a choice. And I feel like this persona, you know, he's got this, look at this guy. He's literally got flowers behind his back, looking over here as if there's someone he's about to give flowers to. Why is he hiding them? Is there something hidden? Like, what is it that you're not releasing. Romantic charm and potential for power. It's like you have the ability to be Prince Charming or Princess Charming. And you have this ability to use charm because you have the, you're Pisces. You have the ability to be romantic and loving and nurturing and caring and kind. But you also have the ability to, on your darker side, to be impulsive, delusional, indulge in activities of fantasies that may not actually be reality. So what is it? How can you take charge of this? How can you stand in your power and exercise these parts of you that aren't actually you? These are like remnants of the people and experiences of the past, the pains that you've experienced in your life. They're like inside of you, really wanting to just be let go. Having this epiphany. Oh my, yep. This is from childhood. Like when you were little, I knew that, but I honestly didn't want to say it because I just like, that's you when you were little. This is like, she's sitting outside of the door feeling left out, feeling abandoned and hurt and shamed. And same here, like behind the door. Oh my gosh. Like this is you in your room when you were little. You're hiding behind the door and you're crying because you were told to go to your room and cry. Yep. You were told to hide your pain and don't express it. But you can't. You can express it. You can absolutely express your truth. You're at this pivotal point where this is a very powerful point for you because having awareness of this truth and wanting to move in a new direction, you have that choice, but you have to release the triggers. You have to release the stress of playing a character that's not in alignment with your happiness, that little person that you were as a child. How can you heal? Let's ask. What is your inner child wants you to embody? What power, what strength? I'm gonna pull one of what? Oh, look at that. Rise above. And this is also air, so it's about speaking. Like it wants you, your inner child is like wanting you to really reside in your solar plexus and say, this is who I am. Like, this is all of me, not a part of me. If you just accept me for that part, you're not even important to my life. Like, this is who I am. This part of me is going to shine. And whoever accepts me for this those are my people. That's my tribe. Because I have brought down to earth my truth. I have reached into the heavens, reached into the ether, received the message that I am powerful. Not my ego is powerful. I'm powerful. Being vulnerable is powerful. Being truthful and honest about my pain is powerful. Being honest about that, accepting all parts of yourself, because you have to accept yourself before others can, right? You have to be able to say, I'm happy with all the nonsense. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. Oh God. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. So loving yourself and your darkness, every single dark corner that you've experienced is okay. Like, you need to accept that everything happens for a reason. I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again. I choose love. There's a part of your life where you've chosen fear. And you're living in this dark place that you don't have to be in. It's all about growth. It's about, I honor how I want to feel, not how others want me to feel, how I want to feel. The moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. All you have to do is accept you for who you are. I definitely want one of these too, because I feel like first of all, I just want to say I love you, because a lot of the times we forget that love isn't something that is conditional, meaning if I say I love you, I don't need you to tell me that back. I love you for you. I love you for all of you. I don't have to receive anything back just to give love. And then that's okay. Like, I want you to know that I care about you, and I want the best for you. And I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to know that everything you desire, you know, look at that. Positive-minded people. Putting yourself, and this also has to do with triggers. These bubbles, these triggers around you. Surrounding yourself with positive-minded people rather than people who feed off of your triggers. That persona that you've created, that alter ego. There you go. So replenish and strength. This is coming through like all these experiences that you've been through, all the pain, the hurts, the good and the bad times. They were all part of your journey, but you know what? It was a lot of work. That was a lot of work. And I feel like you haven't had a real cry and a real rest. A spiritual rest, like a deep internal dive within yourself. I feel like that's so important for you to recognize how strong you actually are, how much you've actually accomplished. Holding this in has been strength within itself. And externalize that strength, because that's everyone has a masculine and a feminine. You have shown your feminine strength, meaning you've held onto this and kept it inside and dealt with it all by yourself for so long. And now Spirit's like, I want to see you experience this, externalize it, show it to the world, share it with the world. That's being vulnerable. That's strength. Being honest and vulnerable is showing strength. And that's the message. You will have success. Like, you will overcome this darkness, this dark time that you're in, and succeed and have, what is that word I hear? Not reprimand. You will be reprimanded. I don't know the word. I don't know what reprimanded means. I feel like you will have success once you release this truth to the world. Share your experience with someone. Tell someone your truth and see how you feel. See how it makes you feel. Show yourself that you are the authority of your life, and no one has control over how you interact. So, for example, if your trigger is anger or greed, or let me get greed. I don't think that's a good. Let's say your trigger is anger or defensiveness. Those are two pretty prominent triggers, I think. When you get defensive or when you get angry, ask yourself why. Is it because of the other thing, the thing that made you angry or defensive, the person or the situation? Or is it actually something that you used to get in trouble for as a child, or someone used to take out their anger on you? Or did someone use you as some sort of punching bag emotionally, that this has turned, it literally has reversed inside of you, where you were the victim and now you're becoming the person who actually, what is that? That pushes the energy out. You know, offense and defense. So you were on the defense before having to defend yourself. You were a child, you were vulnerable. And now that you're an adult or an older person, it's like you're now on the offense, you needing to work out these triggers. So I love you. Thank you so much for watching. Go check out my other channel, Jasmine's Universe, linked in the description below, and I'll see you next time.